Hello, hello. All right, guys, welcome back. So, this is going to be a single storyline. So, these are the ones where we assume that our character is completely single. And so, sometimes these have to do with romance, sometimes not. It changes every time. But let's go ahead and jump on in and see what we get, shall we? I try to always put these ones out on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And I like to typically always do these ones live if at all possible. We start out with the devil energy, but this devil always makes me kind of chuckle because if you notice, it's really just a dude in a suit or dudette in a suit. Hey, Em, good to see you, honey. Um, this is this is somebody. They stand there and they're blocking the way, and they look very ominous, right? Mervelyn, good to see you. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Crystal. Um, they stand here blocking the way, right? And they've got their machete, but it really kind of looks more like cosplay to me. It just does. Um, and they're not fully blocking this arched doorway. It's um it's it's more as if this to me would represent the fear of like, "Ooh, I'm a little bit nervous to to step up and do this, but I really want to." But the fear seems like whomever is maybe nervous about something, they themselves know that it might be a little unfounded. Um, it might be something that we don't really need to imagine is like, "Oh, if I do this, oh, what's gonna happen?" I think our character already knows. They've built it into their head. They're almost like rattling themselves a little bit. Now, this could be someone who's like let me give an example of what I'm talking about because I kind of diminishing the stress on this card. This is like the person who says, I bought this outfit, but it's something I've never worn before. I looked great in the store, but now, like, is it gonna I know people are probably gonna notice because it's not something I typically wear. Maybe it's a little tighter, maybe it shows off my body a little bit more, and I'm just nervous. Should I wear this or is this am I gonna be looked at like it's inappropriate? And it's those kind of fears. To me, that's something that's kind of in the big scale of our lives, whether or not we wear, some skirt that's 1 inch shorter than usual or a tie that's, lime green with our otherwise, very professional black suit. Yes, people will comment, but at the end of the day, is that really going to be anything that changes the course of one's life? No. So even though it's the devil, my point is, I don't think that this is a huge watch. We'll get some horrible cards after this, and I'll be Kate. Zip it until you see what goes on. 10 of Wands in the reverse. This is a stress that our character carries, and they know that they carry this. And it's time to lay down that burden. What is the burden that needs to be laid down? Because I feel like it's just enough to bog our character down, just a smidge. Temperance. The burden it might be something as simple as that. Like, will I be accepted? Will someone, like the way I'm dressed? Will I fit in? I'm not saying that the idea of fitting in or not fitting in isn't like a kind of a significant thing, right? Because all humans want to be accepted, or at least we're kind of like wired that way, they say, right? We're kind of like pack animals, and we do want the acceptance of our peers and things like that. But there's a flip side of that too. Sometimes there comes a time in life when it's like, yeah, but I don't want to like have the support of people around me to the extent where in order to get that, I can never be an individual either, because humans are also individuals with different minds and different skills and things like that. So I feel like our character is they're at this moment. I feel like we're talking about a character who's about to do something that is like maybe going to set them apart a little, and they subconsciously know it. And there's this little bit of worry, like, am I ready for that? And will setting myself apart still allow me to be accepted? That's the way I'm gonna look at this right now until I see cards that suggest otherwise. Um, it's interesting that the balance is what they are stressed out about. And we have the blasted tower. I love that this one is literally called the blasted tower and not just the tower. The tower is one of my favorite cards, even though does it talk about destruction? Sure. But I always think that the tower is where we confine. That's where we put prisoners. That's where we confine our thoughts. And so when the tower falls is when we suddenly go, oh, screw it. I don't care. Who cares if somebody accepts me or not? Who cares if they razz me for my lime green tie? I don't care. So I'll stand out. This is like someone who's being freed from the confines of something. So I really feel like we're watching a character just about to get to a point in their life where they go, who cares? Devil may care. I don't care. I'm going to do this anyway. I'm not going to worry too much about this. But I will say, obviously, this is a big deal because we had three major arcana out of the four cards, right? So, by the way, we have Aries, we have Sag, and we have the Capricorn so far, um, for those three majors. It looks like this is a good turning point in our character's life. Even though this could be kind of seemingly insignificant action that they're about to take, it still has a bigger implication because it symbolically shows us that our character is about to do something that they maybe it's a little out of character for them. And that's an interesting. We got 7 of Pentacles and we got Knight of Cups. Um 7 of Pentacles and Knight of Cups, this could represent somebody who's about to reveal how they feel about someone. This could be somebody who's held emotions for quite some time. Emotions have been growing and they're coming forward now. That's a big step. That's not just an outfit that we're wearing, right? Revealing how we feel about something, building up the confidence and saying, well, if I tell somebody how I feel about them, that could change the dynamics of our relationship. Will I still be accepted as a friend if I express that I'm interested in them as more than a friend? What will happen? This is starting to look like somebody who's got an emotional confession to make, or an emotionally like, I want to do this. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I believe the time has come that I go ahead and I take this action. This is heartfelt and wonderful. The motive for this character, oh wow, we have the Hierophant. Their higher self is what they are saying. Look, I must go ahead and express this. I must go ahead and say how I feel about a situation. My higher self demands it. Now, let's not go down the road of romance just yet, even though it could be, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But because of that 7 of Pentacles, let's say we have a character who's worked in a career path for some time, and they are thinking in their mind, you know what? I think I'm ready to take on like a serious leadership role. And the devil card could represent that they were thinking, huh, if I do this, oh man, what am I getting myself into? Do I really want to do this? How will my previous coworkers, will they follow my leadership if I choose to step into that position? Will I even get promoted if I choose to put my name in the hat? And more importantly, do I want this? And I think our character is finally saying, screw it. Yes, actually I do want this. Yes, actually I'm convinced that I feel compelled to do this for a reason. My higher self says, keep growing. You've got the skill set to do this. And if it's something I would genuinely want to do that would give me joy, then that's enough for me to say, yes, I'll do it. Now let's go ahead and talk about this as if it were about a romantic overture that a character is about to make. Again, they maybe went through all those thoughts of, if I say this, will it ruin a otherwise long-standing friendship or something that I really cherish this person, I value them in my life. Yes, but in truth, if I have more emotions for them than just cherishing them as a friend, if I want to marry this person because I see the value in them, it's basically them saying all the same reasons that I like and respect a person are the very same things that made me love this person and made me say I could see this person being the one. If I never tell them that, then aren't I ceasing the growth? It doesn't mean somebody's going to say yes, but it does mean that for this character's own personal development and personal growth, they're reaching this crescendo where they're like, for me to not admit that my feelings are first based in something really respectful, really solid, but I also would like to see if this would progress in a romantic way. If I choose to be so scared that I don't admit that, then basically my growth stops here, and I can't do that to myself because of the Hierophant and the Upright. To say to somebody that I'm attracted to you, I care about you as more than a friend, that's also like a tremendous it's a compliment, right? It's to that person's credit that our character would be attracted to them. We have a 7 of Swords, and the other side of them is like, or I could run like hell. I think it's so cute that our characters, like, they're thinking it out. and they know I have one choice or the other. If I don't admit this, then I'm lying. I'm lying to myself, I'm lying to them, pretending that I don't care more about them when I actually do. And I don't think this person's a liar. I think that this person is, our lead character here is gutsy. I think that they've got what it takes, because they're evaluating themselves and their own actions, and they're saying, I know that, whew, they are ready to do this, but man, the devil is still there, and it's a bigger devil this time. They're saying, I think the time for me to do this is now. I can't wait any longer. And whoo, the fear is kind of like, it's coming up. Like, I feel like this person's, they got the queasy tummy and everything, because now it's not mild worry or concern. They're getting more nervous the closer they approach to saying what they need to say, presenting themselves. And speaking of presenting themselves, I love this card because this is somebody like, I would like to invite you into my kingdom. I could imagine how happy we could be. I could, see this amazing life we could build together. And that is what anyone is doing when they are proposing something. And it wouldn't matter if this is career path and someone is going into the boss and saying, I would really like to put my name in the hat for that next promotion. I feel like, I have these skills and these skills. I have this vision of, what I could add to the team, or how I could, it is like I display all of this that I have to offer could be yours. There is that element. And that is hard for someone who's not a salesperson to come in and basically sell this opportunity. The only thing is they're not being a salesperson at all. They're speaking from the heart, which is, if they were a salesperson, they probably wouldn't be scared. They probably wouldn't be nervous. It's to their credit that they are. It's because they really mean this. They want it for all the right reasons, particularly if this is love and romance, and they're wanting to talk to someone and say, I'm really interested in you as more than friends. Just because we're so good as friends. I could see how good we'd be in a romance. We like the same things. We could cohabitate really well. There's so much. So here's the thing. I've been talking about this as if it's a single character, and it is, but this would be one single person, most likely approaching another single person. So our lead character is the one that we've been watching take all these actions. But let's get the response from the other character, right? What does our other character think about all of this as it comes through? No, I don't want a deck that could give us too many mixed emotions. I want something more straightforward, because they are brave enough to be straightforward. I believe that they deserve and require a straightforward response in return. Unfortunately, we have the Hanged Man. This could come as a surprise to the individual that they are presenting this offer to. They might like almost be a little bit thunderstruck, and silent for a moment. Now, this card does have to do with martyrdom. It has to do with someone whose first thought could be like, oh my gosh, my friend now tells me that they want to maybe try dating and be in a romance, but I have all these other people in my life that I'm responsible for. How am I going to fit in dating? Like, their first thought could immediately be to, how can I choose to give a chance to a romance when I have all these other people relying on me? That is, we're going to have to explore this, right? They could be a Pisces, by the way. We have got a Four of Wands in the reverse, and we got the Princess of Wands upright. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's not in the reverse. I don't know why I thought that was at first. This is interesting because I feel like the recipient of this very wonderful, profession of love, even if they instantly go, oh my God, I don't know what to do about this. It's like their mind jumps ahead to the Four of Wands immediately, like, oh my God, this could be everything. We could have such a wonderful, happy life together. But almost as swiftly, they're like, but can we go slower? So I don't know if our character who receives this message might have a lot of other things that they still feel tangled up in, tied up in. They're like, how am I going to fit in? Maybe this is like somebody who's a single parent and they're going to work and they're helping out ailing parents. And they're like, how am I going to squeeze in romance? But yes, of course I want it. But I'm wondering if we can just slowly um, graduate to like this romance where, we're talking about making it a forever situation. It feels like they want something, they see it as really important also, but there is a but here. It has to go at a slower tempo because this is the beginning of a journey. Prince of Swords, but they don't want to go slow. They want to go fast. They want this to happen fast. They want to take this leap of faith. Oh, this poor character, they want this offer so much, but what is the holding back energy here? What is the Seven of Wands and the Emperor? You know what? If anything, it may not be that their life is so complicated and busy. It's that they are reminding themselves like, oh my gosh, yes, I want this too, but I did that once before and I picked wrong. And so I'm struggling with myself saying, even though this is a person who I would like to have romance with and they seem serious, I don't want to assume that they are the one. I don't want myself to get overly excited. I don't want myself to instantly like basically commit my heart to someone because I did that before and it didn't turn out well, and I've learned, so they're kind of struggling with themselves, not wanting to immediately assign this person a major role in their life, even though this could be two friends that are finally going to have an opportunity to come into a romance. They still are saying it doesn't matter. I still have to take it step by step. I don't want to skip steps. We've been friends perhaps, but we haven't been lovers. And I want to date them not as a friend, but as a romantic person before I start calling them my instant, boyfriend, girlfriend, or my instant, the person I'm going to marry. Right. So it just, to me, this looks really clear that we have a character who's really wanting to take things at a reasonable pace, even though they're deeply interested in, yes, I want this romance. Yes, I want this relationship, but I'll take it one baby step at a time still. So outcome here, I'm sorry, I can hear that buzzing. So the outcome here is what we're looking for now. What do we got? Nine of Pentacles. This is like, I still want to be autonomous. I won't surrender everything. I don't want to lose myself in this connection. But the excitement of seeing where this could go is there. But I think that our character is just basically like having that touchstone saying, but I'm not going to get absorbed into this. Two of Pentacles. Let's just see where this whole thing goes. Let's take it. Let's make sure that we stay in balance with each other. What is the overarching message here? How do we close this one out? We have got the Page of Swords and the Chariot. These two do have a lot to learn about each other. They do. And that's going to be the joyful part, which hopefully that's always a joyful part, getting to know someone, getting to know their idiosyncrasies, getting to know the quirks about them, getting to know somebody in those more intimate ways, like the simple things that, people don't show to each other when they're just, casual friends or work friends. It's the small things that make a close bond between people. And I feel like both of these characters are going to have an opportunity to actually get to know each other, not just as friends this time, but as something more. But they're still going to allow a relationship to develop the way a relationship maybe should, we'll say, where it's like one step at a time, easing into it, getting to know each other, not racing forward, not assuming that because we were friends, obviously we'll be great together in a romance, because that is not always true. So I like the fact that these two are just going to take it one step at a time, is what it looks like. But they are moving forward for the sake of romance. That's really nice. We don't always get ones that are calm and like they had to overcome the devil twice in this, right? We had the devil showing up twice, and I liked the manner in which our characters chose to kind of get beyond the stress, and I like the respect that's shown here between these characters as well. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy the channel, please give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. I will see you guys in the next ones. I'm going to be doing a multitude of different zodiacs today as well, so I'll see you there. Lots of love to you guys. Mwah. I'm so glad you guys are here. Take care for now. Bye.